Ao, a man as handsome as the midday sun, and his wife, Ebel, with eyes as dark and rich as Nigerian soil after a summer rain, were the envy of Lagos. Their laughter echoed through their small, tin-roofed house, and their love story was whispered in every marketplace. Ao, with his sharp mind and even sharper suits, was an accountant, a rare and respected profession. Ebel, with her quick smile and strong hands, ran a small stall selling colorful beads and trinkets, a riot of joy in the bustling streets. One scorching afternoon, Ao returned home earlier than usual. The heat shimmered off the dusty road, and his crisp white shirt stuck uncomfortably to his back. He pushed open the creaking front door, expecting the cool relief of their tiny home and Ebel's welcoming embrace. Instead, a sight shattered his world like a fallen calabash. Ebel lay tangled in the sheets, her ebony skin gleaming in the dim light filtering through the lone window. But it wasn't Ao's touch that sent shivers down her spine. It was the calloused hand of Asakari, a notorious gambler with eyes that held the glint of stolen coins. Ao froze, a statue sculpted from disbelief. He felt a cold fist clench around his heart, stealing his breath. A storm raged inside him, a tempest of betrayal and hurt. Yet, a strange calmness settled over him. He didn't yell, didn't scream accusations. He simply sat on the edge of the rumpled bed, a silent witness to their transgression. Ebel, startled by the creak of the door, whipped around, her face draining of color as she saw Ao. Asakari, caught red-handed, scrambled away, disappearing into the afternoon heat like a frightened lizard. Ebel, tears glistening on her beautiful cheeks, launched into a frantic apology. Her words tumbled over each other, a desperate plea for forgiveness. Ao listened, his face an unreadable mask. The pain gnawed at him, a dull ache that threatened to consume him. Yet, he remained silent. When Ebel finally ran out of words, a hollow silence filled the room. Ao rose, his voice devoid of emotion as he requested food. The stark normality of his request hung heavy in the air. Ebel, confused but relieved at the absence of a violent outburst, scurried to cook. As he ate the familiar stew, Ao tasted nothing but ashes. He complimented her cooking, his voice flat. Ebel, desperate to break the crushing silence, continued her apologies, but Ao only nodded curtly. He excused himself to freshen up, the weight of the world on his shoulders. Alone in the cool darkness of the bedroom, Ao found a small piece of paper tucked under his pillow. It was Ebel's handwriting, shaky and tear-stained. In it, she confessed her guilt, her shame, and her utter weakness for Asakari's empty promises. But mostly, it spoke of Ao's unbearable goodness. She wrote that she couldn't bear the weight of his silent suffering, that his love was a burden she felt she didn't deserve. With a final, heart-wrenching, "I love you," the letter ended. Ao crumpled the paper in his hand, a sob escaping his lips. The silence he maintained wasn't a weapon, but a shield. He didn't want to hurt her, not with accusations or anger. He loved her, perhaps even more than before, but the betrayal had shattered something irreplaceable. Sleep wouldn't visit him that night. The once joyous chirping of crickets outside now echoed his own emptiness. The morning sun, usually a welcome sight, brought only a renewed sense of loss. When he found Ebel gone, a single white cloth draped over an empty spot on the floor, his heart shattered into a million pieces. The following days were a blur. The vibrant colors of the market seemed muted, Ebel's laughter a cruel echo in his memory. He went through the motions of work, the meticulous calculations now meaningless. He returned each evening to their silent home, the space where Ebel once sat, mending clothes or stringing beads, now a constant reminder of his loss. One day, an old woman, Mama Neka, a respected oracle in their neighborhood, sought him out. Her eyes, clouded with age, held a deep wisdom. "Grief blinds, Ao," she said, her voice raspy with time. "But it is in the darkness that we learn to see with our hearts." Her words sparked a flicker of understanding in Ao. He spent the next few weeks visiting Ebel's family, their shared grief a fragile bond. He learned of Ebel's struggles, her desperate desire for a child, a wish that remained unfulfilled. He pieced together the story of Asakari, a man who preyed on vulnerable women with empty promises. The anger he felt towards Asakari was a searing ember, but it couldn't eclipse the love for Ebel that still burned bright within him. One afternoon, while sorting through Ebel's belongings, Ao found a small, intricately carved wooden box hidden beneath their bed. Inside, nestled amongst colorful beads and shimmering trinkets, lay a collection of tiny clay figures. Each one, meticulously crafted, depicted a scene from their life together, Ao counting coins with a mischievous grin, Ebel laughing as she chased a runaway chicken, them dancing under the moonlight on their wedding night. Tears welled up in Ao's eyes. These were not just figures, they were testaments to a love story tragically cut short. The discovery sparked a change in Ao. He decided to honor Ebel's memory. With the help of Mama Neka, he organized a special market day in her name. Women, adorned with Ebel's vibrant beads, sold their wares, their laughter filling the air. Ao, with a lump in his throat, announced the creation of the Ebel Fund, a small initiative to support women struggling with fertility issues. The market day became a monthly tradition, a celebration of Ebel's life and a beacon of hope for others. Ao, though forever changed by his loss, found solace in helping others. He continued his work as an accountant, his meticulous calculations now tinged with a newfound purpose. Years passed, the sharp sting of grief softening into a dull ache. Ao never remarried. He continued to live in their small house, a shrine to Ebel's memory. The walls were adorned with her paintings, and the shelves held her favorite trinkets. On warm evenings, he would sit on their porch, a steaming cup of hibiscus tea in hand, and share stories of Ebel with neighborhood children, their wide eyes reflecting the legend of the kind woman who loved brightly and left a legacy of hope. One day, a young woman named Amina approached Ao at the market. Her eyes, the same shade of rich brown as Ebel's, held a well of unshed tears. She spoke of her struggles to conceive, her voice trembling like a wind chime. Ao listened patiently, a familiar pang of empathy echoing in his heart. He told her about Ebel, about her dreams and struggles. He spoke of the Ebel Fund and the hope it offered. Amina, touched by his story, accepted the help. Over time, a bond grew between them. Ao saw a flicker of Ebel's spirit in Amina, her strength, her resilience, and her kind heart. One afternoon, Amina, with a shy smile, held up a tiny clay figure, a woman cradling a child in her arms. Tears welled up in Ao's eyes. He saw not just a figurine, but a symbol of new beginnings, a testament to Ebel's enduring legacy. The silence that once shrouded his life had transformed. It no longer held just sorrow, but also the quiet hum of love, hope, and the promise of a life lived fully, even in the face of loss.